Good morning and welcome. Hang on, let me do my Trainer Jody impression to another exciting episode of Realms, a one shot, not Realms of the Wild.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, rate my
You're going to
impression.
talk about vocal support and breathing from your diaphragm.
Yeah,
I mean, part of it is the posture.
I had I don't want to say the word pleasure of rewatching the musical episode from Realms of the Wild lately. and
Elias has never recovered.
That's, honestly, I it was not as bad as I also rewatched the episode Day was in with Steve McClurrock.
Ouch.
And watching that plus having to make a YouTube thumbnail for it, an episode title for it, that shaved a year of my life. Anyway, hello.
We love Day.
Damn. Tell him how
Yeah,
you
that's
really
that's
feel.
that's not shade on Day. That's shade on the character she played. We're here to
That may or may
so
not
really
have been
well done.
intentional.
Yeah, all of you can watch that episode now on Twitch, by the way. But if you're, one of those people who insists on watching it on YouTube, that'll come out Tuesday.
Or you're just doing a rewatch of the first campaign as we release it on YouTube.
Yeah, starting after
Start
Atticus
get a
leaves
musical.
everyone. Yeah,
I think it's a great place to kind of jump into the campaign.
it's
I
kind of
agree.
it kind of worked out that it
It's-
was like right after the first arc.
Musical.
It-
Musical.
It gives you a good sense of how the rest of the episodes are, especially like watching Elias's reaction, as you can tell now.
Just watch him slowly die inside.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
like
Or at least what he didn't
90% of our games.
as much as he didn't die from just being around me.
Yeah,
That made
the
it
very
worse.
first episode of this, Elias was all smiles and very hyper and excited, and now you can see him.
We've
and just
worn him
how-
down.
Yeah, how different it is.
Like, I already know I'm gonna listen to at least 5 musical songs in the next 15 minutes, so I've accepted my fate.
Javert was there. It was great.
Yep.
Who is this man? What sort of devil is he?
In terms of announcements, yes, we have been uploading Realms VODs. This one will be up on YouTube tomorrow, and our backlog is chugging along. We're gonna be good for a while there. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. But also, what the heck, watch on Twitch.
Or both.
Yeah.
Come see us live and then rewatch it. All your
And
favorite
then you
parts.
can leave comments.
Yeah.
You can also clip.
Speaking of clips,
Transitions.
Yeah,
speaking
it
of clips
wasn't
and
brought up for
transitions,
any particular reason.
we are also in the middle, ongoing of our. I forget the name every single time I stream. The
Clip champion.
No, that's the on platform thing. Our monthly clip contest is still ongoing. If you clip your favorite moments from any stream on this channel, including this one, it's eligible for us to decide at the end of the month which is the top clip, and whoever top clip we choose gets a $5 eShop gift card, which you can use to do things like purchase a video game on the Nintendo Switch, and right now only the Nintendo Switch. RIP Wii U and 3DS eShops.
Tell us the exclusive title of Clippy of the month.
For anyone wondering what it looks like to just die a little bit inside,
That was
just
it.
watch Elias.
Just at any point, at any given
If
moment.
anyone wants
in
to
time.
clip that part and label it Elias dies inside a little bit, you could enter that in the clip contest.
There's a lot of examples of that, though.
Z-Youthon was announced Wednesday.
Damn.
which probably no one saw because it was overshadowed by announcing the trailer that came out the next day. But the Z-Youthon is happening again this year. It's our annual charity event. It will be taking place August 2nd through 6th and benefiting the Able Gamers Foundation. It should be a fun time. We're in the middle of planning it. So stay tuned for more information about that in the coming months, mostly after Breath of the Wild sequel, Tears of the Kingdom, I saved it, comes
Nice.
out. So that's funny. And then, yes, there was a new trailer for Tears of the Kingdom Thursday, I think. It was a fun time. Almost half of us here did reactions for it.
Well, reaction is a strong word.
It always is. Those reactions are on YouTube as well, and in my case, Instagram and TikTok as well.
You really need to see it, guys.
It's really
pretty
good.
Amazing.
It's on brand for Elias as just Elias. So it's great. I love it.
Yes. Any other announcements any of you have or anything?
There is only a way for people in chat to be able to see it.
Oh, I mean, please hold.
There you go. Whoops.
Oh, we heard that one.
That was on me.
That was not my voice.
If anyone clicks on the TikTok link that was just posted by some random user in chat, you might be able to see a comparison of Lily, one of our new talent for the Twitch channel, and I believe an editor too, right? Am I?
She does a lot of TikToks.
And then her reaction compared to Elias's reaction, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, you say random person who posted a link, forgetting that only moderators can post links. There, Jody.
Also, it doesn't help that
Comma
I have
traitor.
a sword, a sub badge, and my name right next to it.
It is 37 seconds. That is beautiful.
It's amazing.
I switched my speaker output to my headphones instead, so.
That's good. Not only for that, but for the game as well.
Oh, where we meet for this, that's always defaulted to my mic instead. So that's never a problem for the game.
I will say, after knowing Elias for so long and watching that, that's definitely like the most expressive I've seen him. So
oh, have you seen his reaction?
Could definitely tell he was 100% excited.
Did you see his reaction to the Metroid announcement that came out?
Oh, those are great.
That is the most I've ever
Where he
seen
just
him
yelled,
excited for
"What?"
anything. Yeah, he's like, hold on.
Yeah.
What? Where's my Switch? What's happening? I don't care about this. I haven't favorited in my favorites on YouTube because it is quite funny.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah. You made it as an unlisted video.
Oh, you put an unlisted video in your favorites. Great. Okay.
Correct.
Yay!
No one can have it but me.
Oh, man.
Okay. Well, all of that has
This is what happens when we start closer to on time.
Oh, yeah.
Announcements. It's my nephew's birthday party today.
Happy birthday!
He's this many.
Are you imitating your nephew, or is that just how you're relaying this information? Okay.
This is mostly how I'm relaying the information. He doesn't typically talk like that. Usually it's demanding another Forky short. It's a Toy Story themed party.
Ah.
Oh, that was a Toy Story 4 character, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen Toy Story 3 or 4 yet.
I
Yeah,
also haven't
same.
seen Toy Story 4.
That character has a lot of like little videos about discovering the world up on Disney Plus that are really good for young kids, like what is a pet and things like that. And yeah, so my nephew's obsessed with them.
That's good.
I
Better
have
than
been
a lot of
told.
the Cocoa Melons. Getting a lot of requests for Cocoa Melons.
Yeah.
I've been told Toy Story 4 will hit me in the feels, and so I have not watched it.
I've also heard that about Toy Story 3. I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, I'm more wrecked by Toy Story 3, but I mean, it's all emotional damage.
Excuse me, I need more coffee to deal with emotions.
I don't believe in emotions.
Well, I feel like I can guarantee you this will not be as emotional as Toy Story 3 or 4 this morning. But you may surprise me, so who knows? I have seen Up.
Oh, I have an announcement.
Okay.
I officially am able to publicly say that I got cast as Layla in the Iolanthe musical by Gilbert and Sullivan.
Woo!
Yay!
And that'll go up near the end of July through August.
Do you have more like singing solo lines in this one?
I have singing solos, I have lines, and I'm understudying the Queen of the Fairies. So
Yes, I can't wait to come see it.
Get involved in local theater, folks. It's really good, and it makes theater accessible to people that don't live in New York and make millions of dollars.
Support the arts, goddammit!
I live in the North Hollywood Arts District. There is no local theater next to me.
That is hilarious.
no, that's sad.
Because it's all a theater, Elias.
It's also
Life is a. You can just walk down the street and watch,
stage.
the Scottish play just happen.
Yeah, I literally walk outside and there's
Random flash dance.
three theaters within eyesight.
Given how you reacted to the musical stuff, that is an interesting location for you to live.
There's a Chipotle nearby.
Oh, that explains.
I'm willing to deal with theater if I can get good rice.
It's easy to deal with theater. I just don't enter the building.
That's how.
Unless Carrie has a play that she wrote, and I need to go see it.
Or you're going to see Lex.
Elias,
no love for me.
Well,
how did you find your new apartment? Proxemics to a Chipotle.
It was a fact.
Is that a filter?
I did bribe Elias with Chipotle, I think at least once when he came up to see Radio Hour.
You did?
I thought I did.
We didn't have Chipotle when I went up there.
I think he just went up because he likes you.
Lex's psyche can't take that someone actually likes him, so he came up with this convoluted thing where you offered him Chipotle to come up.
For real, that's what happened. The brain of, oh no, people actually like me.
No.
Ah!
Oh no.
That looked oh no, I forgot to actually offer him Chipotle.
I had
Honestly,
a plan.
Fuck the plans.
And on that note, even though my coffee has not yet been fully consumed, I will do my best for us to return to the Imprisoning War.
I'm glad I opened the right Roll20 thing.
I'm glad you did too. So, as a recap of what has happened the past 2 weeks, the past few hours for all of you in game, all of you awoke. All of you? Yeah, all of you awoke in prison cells. And through one way or another, were able to get out and escape the prison, some of you at different times, and with a new friend in tow, Talon, who seems to have lived in this world, whatever it may be, for quite some time. Zolta and Arel and Talon You all, after getting out of the prison and discussing your next moves, came upon Kess and Pierre, um, who had explained how they got out of prison and sort of explained some of the information they had gathered of what was going on, where there was a large battle happening essentially for the fate of Hyrule, the army protecting sages casting some sort of sealing spell on a portal to a very dark world where Ganon's minions continue to spill out, and was what was fighting those forces right over at the Temple of Time on the outskirts of town. However, Cass and Pierre had escaped with Iruna and Atticus, who went into the castle to find out more information, and they did not return. And instead, fighting sounds were heard from their location. So you all decided to go try and back them up if necessary. And after overcoming a few obstacles to get to the source of those sounds, you did find Iruna and Atticus mostly unconscious on the ground, as they had been bested by this man who, Zolta and Pierre, you remember from these previous streams, that had been harassing you, seemed to be inciting large-scale violence as part of this. He seems to have his own wound agenda, which is not entirely clear. However, by the time you arrived, he seemed to be on cloud nine, seemed to have things all figured out, and decided to fight you for fun. You also had fun. Took out his guards and him himself, besting him with your overwhelming numbers. And of course, Iruna, softened him up a little bit, of course.
By lying there?
And after his defeat, more terrors started to form around you, as well as what you can only assume was the formation of a wound appearing on top or a few feet above that battle in the Temple of Time, which you also saw happening to Lon. As he was attempting to recover from his injuries from one of the more interesting looking tears, a voice appeared, or came from one of them, essentially expressing their disappointment in his performance and draining him of all life force, it seemed, through a tear, leaving a cold husk of a person there. That act seemed to cause the wound above the battle to swell much larger very quickly in size, as you all began to see a figure emerge from the wound, time all around you coming to a standstill. And that is where we pick up this tale, part 3. You are all in an upper chamber in one of the spires of Hyrule Castle here, which does, for those of you who are, quote, dreaming, look like an entirely different castle than the one you're used to seeing from the distance, where you're from. But as you're here in one of the spires and look out and see, the color from all the environment has drained almost to pure black and white. The sounds of fighting, explosions, occasional birds flying by have all silenced and stopped. And what visuals you can see have frozen. The battle is completely at a standstill as this swelling, almost black hole, reddish black hole kind of thing swells above the battle. Let's see here. Ilea wasn't here, so you get the first roll. You can roll a perception. Roll for perception there, Zolta.
Just to let you know, Zolta, we all had just amazing perception rolls in the last game. So
We did. They consisted of 7 and below.
Great. So the fact that I have a 0 in perception won't be outside of the realm for anyone else. Great. I got an 8. I got the highest roll.
Nice.
8.
I win.
Let's go.
You can't see too much.
Do we even need to continue playing? We have just won the game.
That's our show. Good night, everybody.
That was part 3. Congrats. You did it.
We did it, gamers. We beat the game.
With an 8, all you're able to tell, in addition to these details, is as you look over and look at the battle, you know, scenes of violence have an appeal to you, Zolta, and so you're able to pick up a tiny little bit of detail, even from this far out. You see this wound and this figure that's emerging seems to be drawing some sort of particles from the battle itself. You don't think that happened as the wound first started forming, but it is definitely happening now, and you can't really see too many details past that with that 8.
Would you be interested in a reroll? Because apparently I've been given one and a legend point.
It doesn't matter if I'm interested. Are you interested?
You're the one I'm bartering with. So sure, let's see if I can do worse than an 8.
Do it.
15. Thank you for the reroll.
15. It seems to be. It's interesting. As you take a closer look, by taking a second look,
I take off the sunglasses.
Take a look. It's in a book.
The wound.
Reading rainbow.
The wound itself, this spatial anomaly. The anomaly itself seems to be gathering, like, you're not sure, dust or some sort of purplish glowing energy from all of the fallen soldiers and moblins on the field. Anyone who appears to be dead, it seems to be drawing some sort of energy from. However, as this figure begins to emerge, the figure itself is drawing a much lighter particle from those that seem to be living and actively in battle, albeit frozen in time. Is anyone else doing anything while all of this transpires?
We can all we can all see, I'm assuming through a window or something, that this is happening.
Yes. And in fact, Talon, for you specifically, whenever this time started to slow down, you didn't quite catch that initially, and that was because some of you saw Talon was also slowing down with the environment. But as Aruna will say, sort of went over to see, you know, if he was okay, and just sort of touched him. Talon sort of just resumed his regular animation speed, and so for you, Talon, it happened a lot more suddenly from your perspective.
There is something very, very wrong going on right now. And none of you seem surprised by it, which worries me a lot more.
I'm trying to figure out if it's worse to kill people or keep them alive.
Well, we're kind of used to the breaking, like, all of these wounds, and we're also used to seeing people death drained. Granted, not always to that extent, but for the most part, so it's not too terribly surprising.
Things have gotten very, very weird over the last couple.
Well, that too.
Oh, hi, Pierre.
Hey, where the hell have you been?
In a different body.
Something you noticed last time, by the way, Zolta, is he looks like the same funky kind of looking Zora that you do.
Does he like but different than how we were the last time?
Yeah, we're not married this time, right? Great.
You can go to the courthouse and check. I mean,
damn.
New side quest.
Got him.
Do you check for engagement accessories or wedding accessories?
I roll for, I don't know.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll for I don't know, Pierre.
Pre-science.
Okay, but Zolta is explaining that the wound is sucking up the dead people energy, but the guy is sucking up living people energy.
Oh.
And as you, what was your roll, Pierre?
My bullshit pre-science roll was a 40.
Yeah, highest.
Pre-science?
Also, just an FYI, Australian Cryotist has been giving out some rerolls. So.
Yes, I've waited for the dust to settle there, but yes, Zolta, you used your reroll already.
Yes, I used the one that I just got.
You do have a legend point, but Pierre, Aurel, and Talon all have rerolls as well.
Yay, thank you.
Reroll.
Hooray!
I have 6 of those. Oh my god.
Hooray.
A 40 of pre-science.
Great bullshit joke roll.
As you very quickly expand your mind, you get a weird feeling. This is the first time this has happened since you've really honed these abilities. As you take in, especially right now, as you take in the environment, you feel sort of the thoughts of people and soldiers around you that seem to be on a repeating loop of some kind. Like they are just stuck in the same thought. You wager that might have to do with them being frozen in time. Mostly focusing on fighting whoever they're fighting. You also just you're not sure what the source is, or if it's the environment yourself. You haven't fully pinned down, everything about this ability you have yet. Even though you know that you're dreaming, quote, so to speak, everything about where you are feels very, very real in some way. And you can't, it's like a conflicting reality for you haven't resolved yet. The last thing with that 40 is that as you just read a couple of the random surface thoughts on Talon, which most involve like what is happening, why are they reacting the way they are, and whenever his thoughts dwell on you, he goes, why do they act like they're not married? And that's what you get with that roll.
I see. Just so we're clear, this is not what we normally look like.
I think there are bigger things at issue right now than your fashion choices.
As
what we mean, but okay.
As you bring up the bigger things, the tears around you that those of you who can see them and sense them do seem to be happening more and more often, and as that happens, you feel more of a pull to them, almost a gravitational pull, as they keep appearing, and as they do get more and more frequent and dense, not only around you, but you see sort of outside in this entire area. This is happening. This figure continues to emerge from this phenomenon. You see see what seems to be feet emerge from the bottom, as you might expect. Very, very ashen color skin, if that's what it is, but it also seems a little scaly. And from the top, you see a very, very brightly colored bluish, almost tealish, pinkish purple light source. You're not quite sure what that is. It seems to be flowing in the wind, as this figure seems imminently about to descend into this battle from this wound. Is there anything you guys are doing, or shall I continue to describe?
You can continue.
I guess at this point, seeing, because this figure is kind of solidifying at this point. Like at first we could just see kind of an outline, and now we're seeing more
a little
specific features.
Yeah.
And it looks like this is a physical being, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after seeing this, I turn to the group. Since you all seem so comfortable with this, is there something we should be doing about the giant draconic monster thing out there? Because this seems like, bare minimum, this is going to lower property values.
Are you in real estate?
No, I was trying to make a joke. See, when you're attempting to find common ground with people, getting them to laugh at something...
So is there a tear directly near us?
There's a lot, yeah.
Right. I would like to try and siphon energy from the tear, since, like, death energy is making them grow. I would like to take it.
Sure. Roll...
This is an experiment.
How are you trying to do that?
I am attacking the tear with my death drain.
Okay, go ahead and roll that attack.
Let's see how this goes. This is 100% just an experiment to figure out what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
How's a 33?
So it's interesting. A 33 is enough versus the tear's guard to...
I mean, this isn't versus its guard, it's versus its toughness, but...
Is it, excuse me, enough against its toughness?
Toughness? Oh, then it's not enough.
It doesn't work. To sort of get something from it. It's mostly some sort of dimensional energy that you're getting from it, but there's also a hint of... like nothingness. It's a strange feeling. You never tried to do this before, in reality, let alone here. However, while doing so, it also takes something from you. As you guys watch Zolta, or as you originally knew her, Talon Zalu, try to use some sort of power against Talon. What you see, nothing. The rest of you against a tear. You see her gain, life energy. The way that typically looks. However, as she does so, it almost looks like she's being split in two visually. You don't feel any real pain, Zolta, but it's almost like a double vision effect where two Zora are splitting from each other as this happens. And what's interesting about this double vision is as these two Zoltas get farther and farther apart, you notice, and you do see this effect happening as well, Talon, that these two Zoltas look totally different. One of them looks like this Zalu Zora, who looks very different in this realm, and the other looks exactly like the Zolta you have come to know in your high roll, as this fissure of Zolta splits completely. They both end up resolidifying and becoming two separate people, as the weird looking Zolta is sucked into the tear completely and vanishes as that tear disappears.
Oh, well, my question was, does it get smaller? So that works. I'd like to look at my hands, notice they're a different color. I'm back to my normal self, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And go, well, that's one way to get a divorce.
So wait a minute, which one got sucked into the tear?
The one that you had seen this entire time.
Okay.
For you as a normal looking Zora, the Zora in front of you now looks extremely bizarre to you. Almost looks like she's just got a shark as a head, and the other one just kind of vanished into thin air after being pulled apart.
So, at this point, I would probably, whoa, 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 whoa! What in the goddesses was that? Where did Zalu go? Who are you? What? Someone explain something to me.
I mean, I can try.
Okay, someone other than
Animal,
her.
vegetable, or mineral?
Iruna is seeing you talk about this.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what happened, but it kind of seemed like that this Zolta kind of got split from the real Zolta and got sucked into the tear over there. I actually don't know if you can see those, but I don't know how or why that happened. But that's what happened. It looked like, I don't know. Maybe everyone else saw something different.
Hi, Aruna.
But now she looks like, hello. We already talked. But it looks like. This looks like the real Zolta, the Zolta we're used to seeing, even though it looks like the Zoras here look really, really, honestly, a lot more fishy. Kind of almost like a...
Giranta?
What?
Nothing.
Okay. I hope that answers your question, Tolan.
I apparently fixed myself accidentally.
And you just see him kind of processing, and he keeps trying to say something. Every time he's like, all of you need copious amounts of professional help.
Yeah, we
I'm
know
getting
that.
it.
We know that.
Expensive professional help.
Yeah, we know that.
My wife's an adventurer. She brings home plenty of money, so we're good.
Arel, please make an agility check for me.
That sounds ominous.
Right. 35.
Okay. While this processing out loud is happening from various parties, you suddenly feel what you gather is an actual gravitational pull from one of these tears closest to you, as you have to stagger and catch yourself, which a 35 agility roll is plenty high enough to sort of prevent yourself from almost being sucked towards one of the tears. And in the moment that you don't fully have your footing, you kind of look down at your hand and see very briefly a similar effect that you just saw from Zolta, where two of you seem to be trying to split from each other before maintaining your form.
Huh. Guys, it's trying to suck us in.
It would seem to me that remaining here is hazardous, at least to the people I know's health. So perhaps we should leave this room.
How do we fix things if we leave, though?
Well,
maybe go find the giant guy.
Yeah, I mean, big giant dude with big ball thing, like.
Okay.
So I tried to steal back death energy, and that's what happened. So I wonder what happens if I try and steal the life energy he's sucking up.
Again, talk to someone.
I do weekly.
Are you guys moving or staying in here?
I'm moving. Like I've just watched someone that I've known for the past 24 hours,
Few days,
just disappear into nothingness, and then another person start to split and disappear. I'm leaving the room.
I'm leaving too. I want to see what happens when I steal energy from the big bad guy.
Okay.
Following, because Aurel is a follower.
Iruna, with Kess's help, actually, never mind. He doesn't need Kess's help. Picks up Atticus's unconscious form and evacuates him from the room as well. As you leave, you see, those of you that can see tears, see one kind of form halfway underneath what's left of this man that you just fought's body, as he just kind of flops and plops into the tear.
I just see him flop and fall into nothing? Or he just disappears?
Kind of just like into the floor. Like it doesn't look like he's moving. He still looks very dead, but it looks like his body just fell naturally, phased into the floor. There's a lot of weird stuff in this room that you're seeing. So you're
someone turned on the no clipping.
You're ready. You're ready to leave. So you guys all leave. Are you redescending? Are you approaching this wound formation, or just getting out?
Getting out of the castle. Like I want to not be inside a building. So whatever the quickest way to get me to not inside a building, because the tear itself is by the Temple of Time, right? Or the wound, I mean.
Yes. Right outside of it. Yeah. Okay.
But it's like we're in Hyrule Castle, so we're.
Yeah, there's
I'm still.
There's like a mile or two between you and this right now. So as you all exit this chamber and descend through the various things, Zolta, you have another reroll, I believe.
Hey.
Yeah. You look and you pass by some of the moblins you had to fend off earlier, but they are also frozen in time. They do not seem to be immune to the effects of whatever is happening around you. As excuse me, as you pass by pretty much anything inanimate, at some point you see like a half-burned book that was flung into the air that's just hanging in the air. Which, of course, catches Kessa's attention, and she grabs and pockets for later. Everything you pass by seems to be completely frozen in time. You do notice that when Kess does grab the book, the pages in it reanimate and the color returns to it, which she finds fascinating and is now furiously scribbling notes.
I would like to start poking things as we pass them.
What kind of things?
Whatever we're passing, to see if it also reanimates them.
Aurel runs ahead and like freezes every so often.
When I poke Aurel, I would like to poke in Aurel's ear. Exactly.
So
wait, so what did I just say?
Shivers down the back of the
neck.
You guys are leaving the castle. Yeah, it was getting.
Kind of want Aurel to go shadow form when she freezes once, just to make it look like she went black and white.
I never stopped being shadow.
Oh,
I was gonna ask about that actually.
I was gonna ask about the pull, like if it was like a physical pull, because then it wouldn't have affected me anyway.
Well, it did.
Yeah.
So
It didn't matter anyway, so.
Zolta, by the time you have this idea, you had passed the group of moblins, but you do find like random like half rotted food items, chairs, various just things that have been thrown about various corridors. As you touch them, and especially of interest to you after seeing the book, things that look like they were in mid motion do resume their motion, and their color is drawn back to it once you touch them. You come up to Aurel, who seems to have been frozen. However, she still has all the color around her, despite being in her shadowy form. And you poke her in the ear, and she does what?
Nothing, because I'm insubstantial, but she still shivers anyway.
As I'm poking the ear, I want to just like turn back and go, Cass, look, I did something.
Yes, you did, sweetie.
Doesn't even look up from the notes.
Hey, honey, I'm very proud of you.
Hooray for science.
By the way, as you look back at Kess and say that, you notice that she now looks like normal. No longer looks like this temporary form that she's had while you've been here.
Huh. I like this form better.
You guys continue to descend throughout the castle, and eventually come out to the clearing that's kind of near the outside of the castle, almost near the prison entrance as well, where you get a clear, sort of more ground level view of this battle and the Temple of Time. And you can still see very clearly this figure emerging from the wound. By the time you get to this point, because of the angle, some of it is a little harder to see from the aerial view you're in, but you see the figure has now almost completely emerged from the wound, is about to what looks like drop into the middle of this battle. Which is still frozen.
Do any of you recognize the large nightmare creature over there?
Twins.
I would like to just poke the people who are frozen in the battle and see if that stops their energy from being absorbed by a large nightmare creature.
Okay, you're not there yet, but
I'm giving you my intentions.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So no one is answering Talon's question. Got it.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I'm used to it at this point.
Can you repeat? My brain just completely blanked.
I
If any
asked,
of us
does anyone
recognize-
recognize the large nightmare creature?
Can I make an insight check to see if I can remember?
You could if insight was a thing.
I'm gonna just say that looks kind of like Barry.
Barry?
And that's all I'm gonna say.
Great. We have names
It looks
for the
like
giant
my
nightmare
dog.
creatures.
You can roll a learning check, Pierre.
I will learn. I will do a learn.
Lex, what does Barry rhyme with?
Barry. Nice. I'm adding 3 legend points into this. That's surprisingly low
Or legend points.
for like 3 legend points. I'm gonna actually use a reroll and reroll that, since I have so many reroll tokens.
Watch it be lower.
Why did you? Why did you have to
She's
say
a
it?
witch!
Why
What is-
did you have to say it?
What is it now?
I'm sorry.
I'm doing another reroll.
Those of you what from a 20
There we
to a
go.
12.
34.
Hatred.
I'm not a witch as I'm in
Fires
my Halloween
on the side of my
cardigan.
face.
He
Flames.
turned me into
Flames.
a newt.
I got better.
Pierre,
Or anyway.
looking over at this, and again, from this angle, it's a little hard to make out newer details.
Squint's harder.
As you squint the hardest of hard. Just don't tell Rel. From the details that you can make out from this figure, there's something familiar about it. You've definitely never seen anything like it before. This is a new sight for you, but there is something maybe you've heard or about or something maybe you sensed at one point that seems familiar about it.
It seems familiar. I've never seen it before. Does that help you?
That's the answer you get, Talon.
No, in any way, shape, or form does that help. In fact, what you have just said has made things more confusing. So you've actually done the opposite of helping. Everyone in the room is now dumber because of what you said.
We're going
and may God
Yeah.
have mercy on your soul.
Wait,
wow.
wait.
Pierre looks back in Adam Sandler.
I knew you were referencing that, and I'm like, wow, are you telling Pierre or are you telling this to me, Jody? What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, it's never about...
I don't even like Adam Sandler.
Wait, hold on.
That's
really defensive.
Uncut Gems is actually pretty good.
Serious question. Can Arel get any dumber?
I can't answer that.
job.
I can't
What
answer
do you
that
have him
question for you.
burning?
0. On both of my sheets.
Can it be a negative?
You cannot.
Can it for someone
The
who
new
just is
Open
really
Legend
worth it?
expansion adds negative numbers.
A learning stat does not equal a character's intelligence. I can tell you that.
So what would be our closest?
Logic?
I mean, technically, if you want to relate it to an actual intelligence stats, most intelligence rolls in D&D would be replaced with both either learning or logic rolls. But Open Legend is a different enough system. And also, intelligence in general is not an actual reflection of how smart a character is.
That's more of what I was getting at, yes.
I mean, I agree.
Arel is low in both of those categories, so... Sorry, guys.
It's only a
Remember,
question you can
kids.
answer, Jax.
Book learning does not equal how smart you are.
I know a lot of people with advanced degrees that could not think their way out of a paper bag. I was actually not referencing you, Ilya. You are incredibly intelligent.
And I'm getting a master's in digital media, and I am the dumbest person in this room.
My favorite is that
Not
Lex
true.
and I both raise our hands like, yes, us.
Lex, at
It's
some
me.
point, we're gonna
I'm the
have
problem. It's me.
a conversation about your self-deprecation.
Yeah,
We'll just be- it won't be a regular stream. You'll come in and it's intervention stream.
Lex, one day
Don't
you're just gonna
pry my
get
self-deprecation from my cold dead hand.
one of these days. You're just gonna get the therapy triangle in the mail.
Look, I can't.
We're all gonna get the therapy triangle in the mail. We'll
Listen.
just pass it around.
Listen, if
Triforce of therapy.
therapy could be like something that's covered under insurance, if the modern healthcare system allowed me to get therapy that was affordable,
A lot of
this would be
insurance
different
does
A lot
cover
of
it.
insurances do cover therapy.
And most therapists companies will actually work with you even if your insurance doesn't cover it. They have scale things and like they're as someone who has been in therapy for many years and had no money the entire time. There are a lot of different ways to get low cost or free physical therapy.
And as someone who
been
didn't
lied
have
to.
medical insurance for a while, this was a while ago, but yeah, you can find they will work with you. Like you can.
Well, what the
see a
fuck? I
therapist
have
for, like,
been
$20.
deceived.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, now
we
you
can-
know.
We can
If
have a
you
conversation
need
after
help.
the stream, and I can help you find something.
Okay.
There
You
are
guys now
resources
know
to
as
help
well.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons of resources out there. There's free therapy. There are I know what is her name? She's a YouTuber and a streamer with Tourette's, who's amazing. Sweet Anita. She actually does this thing where she solicits donations to some group that effectively creates this fund for people that can't afford therapy. I believe in the UK because that's where she's based, but it pays for therapy for people that can't afford it. So yeah, there's lots of places out there. As a little aside to everyone watching, whether on Twitch or YouTube, therapy is an absolutely don't think you need it.
It's also
Everyone
not an
should
instant
have a
fix.
therapist. It's not.
And you may have to, you have to find the person who's right for you as a therapist.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think that if your first meeting doesn't go well, it means like you failed or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like yogurt. You have to sort of try a whole bunch of different ones before you find your favorite.
I have never heard therapy compared to yogurt.
This has been your PSA for the
Probiotics
morning.
is good for you.
Therapy is like yogurt.
Wild.
So am I close
Life
enough
comes
to
at
now
you
poke
fast,
people?
you know?
That depends. Are you all pausing here now that you're outside of the castle, or are you actively marching towards this battle in this wound?
I think we're walking.
Yeah.
I think we're still walking.
Okay.
I would
I've
like
chosen
to
not to do a
pause,
march
but
step.
since everyone else is walking, I have no choice but to continue walking.
I mean, you do have a choice,
Yeah.
but
If we're marching towards battle, I prefer not to do a high step or a goose step. I prefer a roll step.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know. Zolta's pretty high in the instep.
that is so beyond my niche of knowledge.
I don't know what that means.
Gosh darn it!
That I'll just allow
I also
it.
don't know what that means.
It's an old Victorian phrase. It means like you believe you're higher than everyone else. So
Okay,
basically,
that's
it's
fair.
it's in the terms of like horses. The higher and the more well bred
Okay.
the horse, you have to.
My tired brain changed it from instep to inseam and made it a joke.
Yes, because people who have better nutrition grow taller, so the inseam of their pants is longer. Pretty high in the inseam there.
I was just making marching references because I
Yeah.
spent 4 years in marching band.
Yeah. 8.
I know nothing about marching band.
But Zolta nobility? Okay. We are marching
Zolta would
both high in the
absolutely know.
inseam and in the instep.
Zolta was
Inseam,
also,
instep, roll step is all happening as you guys.
military, so she would know.
Fun fact, if you learn how to roll step, which is how you should be marching, you can fool a field sobriety test. Don't ask me how I know that.
Moving on.
What?
I will say, I have
don't
never had a
use it
field
for things
sobriety
like that.
test. I have been drunk once in my life, and I was at home when it happened. So
Yeah,
don't drink and
do that.
drive, everyone.
This
Don't put yourself in
episode
that situation.
full of PSAs. Don't drink and drive. Therapy is like yogurt. So,
That's legit.
as you all approach this battle, and there are smaller skirmishes on the way to the battle that's happening. Pierre, you saw this a little bit and were avoiding it back when time was not frozen, when you were here with Kess. Small pockets of soldiers fighting moblins just in the streets of the town. At one point, you look over and see the child that gave you information sort of peeking out of an alley, frozen, looking in terror at some of the battles that are happening. You all continue marching towards this battle, and Pierre, yes, Pierre, please make an agility check.
I'm gonna throw 2 legend points in here because I can. I'm gonna make another reroll.
On brand.
I'm saying nothing.
Take it.
27.
Okay. You all watch this entire time. You know, I said it wasn't exclusive to the chamber you were in. tears are forming all over the city. And as you march, Pierre, one spawns fairly close to you and tries to kind of pull you closer to it.
Nope.
You maintain sort of your stance, but you do see your form like kind of double vision split, kind of like, which is extremely weird for you because you have hands, fingers webbed, albeit in this Zora form, but this double vision, you see your wing in one of them instead.
What the fuck?
You're able to maintain your stance, however, it is not enough to prevent the schism from occurring. As you all once again see this sort of schism of a person. Talon, this one is even more bizarre for you because he is completely transforming species into a bird-like race that you have never seen or heard of before. As the param that you met a few days ago just separates and vanishes into thin air, much like Zalu did. And you are left seeing a blue bird in his place.
Okay. I have accepted the fact that it is not you who need extensive amounts of help. It is me. Because I must have come up with all of you out of my damaged psyche. I don't know what they did to me in that prison, what they may continue to be doing to me at this prison. But...
So wait, we are in a dream.
He's finally
We're
on
your
board.
dream.
Oh, hi, Pierre.
Oh, hi. What the fuck?
Ariel goes over and like strokes the feathers.
Hey, does this mean you can fly
so
again now?
soft. I don't know. You have to remind him first.
Eh.
Oh, we need to change that.
Who knows? Maybe his next character can fly too. We don't know.
That's true.
You'll never know.
Oh, and that's specifically that's Pierre. So I mean that we can just leave that for forever.
True. No, I'm
it
sorry.
Just it needs a small edit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shoot.
The comma placement isn't right.
It is correct.
It also uses the name that I don't use these days.
That was the obvious reference we were making.
So
the
irony
A needs to be moved before the fly.
I'm tired.
You can fly, Lex.
You can fly, Lex.
I think we changed the A to the end and turned it into an EH. So it says you can fly, Lex. A.
Sorry, I'm got lost in the weeds. What's happening?
You look like a bird now.
You are now Pierre.
Talon
You look like Pierre.
slowly losing his mind.
And
and has accepted this as a psychotic break.
Yeah. And you look around to try and get bearings on your sort of reality, and you see that your friend Ezus, that people have been referring to as Aruna, while still a Goron, also looks a little different.
I've given up. You did mention the girl that had helped us before looking terrified, and I've watched as Zulta has been poking people. I would like.
Have you been poking people before you get to the battle?
Yes. I'm poking whoever might have their energy drained into the giant berry.
Okay, you haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So I haven't seen her
because I can see that energy happening, right?
Yeah,
So
it's coming up in front of you. And by the way, as you walk up from this perspective, the form is no longer in the wound. It's seems to be down in the battle, once again preventing you from getting a clear look. But you guys are all close enough to see now that these particles coming from dead bodies are still being drawn into the wound itself. And all the sort of brighter colored particles from those that seem to be still living seem to be going towards the center of the battle.
While we are walking there, because Aruna is still hurt, correct? And so is Atticus?
Hurt, but, at this point mostly recovered. Atticus is just flat out unconscious. He's got knocked out cold.
Okay.
Atticus looks the same.
Okay.
So, as you all approach this battle, who was it? Remind me again, Zolta, that you were looking to experiment with.
Well, first, no, I already poked Arel in the air. You did see.
Hey, remember when we were supposed to not make it like this, like 5 years ago, and then that's just what this game is?
This is not my
Pepperidge Farm
fault.
remembers.
Wow.
Oh, we got derailed day one.
Pepperidge
You just
Farm.
went with like a Gen X meme.
Gen X doesn't
Is that
exist.
a Gen X meme?
It's old, man.
It's from Family Guy.
I know, but of the memes,
Who do you think made Family Guy?
It is old meme.
Pepperidge
Family
Farm.
Guy is on season 26. It is 26 years
no.
old.
Yeah.
What the
Family
fuck?
Guy can rent a car.
I hate that. No.
Yeah. I'm
Stop
sorry.
it.
And they were canceled
Stop it.
in there for like a couple years.
Wait
so.
until you hear about The Simpsons, Lex.
You gotta tell me that. That one. Ugh.
As someone who was called by her students this week a cool millennial, I would like to just poke people whose energy is being stolen, because that's the cool thing to do, and not a Gen X meme.
The
I
dead
need
dead
you to
ones
get
are
a
alive
shirt that
ones.
says cool millennial.
I want to poke the
Or
live ones, because it's the live ones whose energy is going into Barry, right?
Sure.
You said the dead ones are going into the wound, and
You
the
have
live ones are going into
options
Barry.
of poking a Hyrulean soldier or a moblin.
Okay, I would like to slap the moblin and poke the Hyrulean soldier.
Okay. As you approach and start to wade through this battle itself, which, by the way, this looks like a very brutal, bloody battle. You see Zolta kind of walk by and just like 1-2 poke a soldier and slap a moblin that these two were engaged in battle. And just as quickly as she touches them 1-2, they both instantly just reanimate and continue fighting each other, for the moment not seeming to take in their surroundings as they reanimate.
Can I try to get between them, and particularly just kind of separate them, with my focus being on stopping the moblin from attacking the guard, using a defend action to do so.
Aura takes out some popcorn because it's really cool when he uses the defend action.
I have popcorn.
I do too. It's just not pops.
I have no food.
Slight problem.
Ilea is eating popcorn. Jax is eating seeds. Crunch.
You go, yeah. So
Oh, broke my tooth again.
you go to make this defend action, and while you would normally roll to make this happen, as you go to defend and sort of position yourself in between them, trying to redirect the moblin's attacks, the moblin slows down again and stops as the color begins to drain again from its form,
I
as
kind of just
a voice then appears from ahead of you in the center of the battle. It's curious that you're able to do this. I will admit you are all the wild cards I did not expect,
Oh, thank you.
but it does not
years
matter,
of practice.
Like a wild draw 4 or
for I am reborn. As you hear footsteps and see coming into focus a figure about twice Zolta's height, dwarfs even Aruna, yes, a very ashen looking figure, very muscular built, scales almost completely covering its form, holding what looks to be a normally styled but larger than normal sword. Bluish kind of mane coming from its dome, and two, relatively to its figure, small horns coming up from the top of its head. Its eyes, seemingly a humanoid face almost, also seem to be bluish in color, but not normal blue eyes. The blues that seem to be in the irises seem to be incredibly sharp and focused and surrounded by pitch black. There are no whites of the eyes, just blacks of the eyes.
I don't believe we've been introduced. I am losing my mind.
Barry.
And you are?
He is Barry, and he will be mine.
Hi,
I am
Barry.
taking that introduction and sealing it forever. I love it.
You're in the process of losing it. I can help you find it.
Oh, it's gone.
Oh.
I've just accepted it. Again, though.
My condolences.
You are
Probably better.
Blue, sir.
He's Barry.
And
Barry? Barry,
see,
it's nice to meet you.
You see, like he had opened his mouth about to continue speaking before you just kind of all just kept talking and are assigning him a name and just
doesn't
kind of
feel
going,
good, huh, Trifork?
Oh, I feel fine. However, this demon standing in front of you.
Damn, that's crazy.
Who's taking it all in?
He's such a good pet.
Barry, can I make a suggestion? This not gonna work. I mean, I have seen these 4, 5, pick a number, do some insane things. The blue one there with the like shark on her head.
Oh, hi.
Nuts. Absolutely beyond recognition style of terrifyingly insane.
My children would love to play with you.
As you finish saying that, he kind of still like half turned towards you. It doesn't look like he's ignoring you per se, but he's also taking the opportunity to sort of multitask as he turns to one of the Hyrulean soldiers, just places his massive hand on his shoulder as a surge of light transfers from the soldier to his form as the soldier just crumples to dust.
Okay, that needs to stop right now.
No touchy.
All right,
like
I get we're all a little bit peckish when we wake up in the morning. That's not a good way to do that.
Wait, did
So
the
how
girl
does
say
this
she's
sound?
not going to touch someone?
No,
How does this sound?
I can touch, but they can't touch. It's one of those.
Let's take this outside of where this huge battle is going, and we can just
as you're talking
about
that, he kind of looks over at you and just focuses on you a little bit, and the rest of you watch as Talon, who's talking. All of you have seen him just try to talk his way out of situations. His talking slows as the color drains from his body. He does not turn to dust, but he seems to refreeze into time in the environment.
I would like to try and steal the energy from Barry.
Does that work from sort of remote, or are you trying to touch him, or?
I'm not trying to touch him.
Okay.
I don't have to touch things to steal their energy.
Yeah. Is that that's an attack, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would like to do it subtly while he's paying attention to freezing.
Well, after he freezes Talon, he kind of gives the same focus to all of you, and it doesn't have an effect really on anyone except Atticus's unconscious form kind of slows and stops in midair, kind of as Iruna's carrying it, and Iruna kind of backs off instinctually, and Atticus just stays there in the air, frozen. He looks at all of you, and by the time he looks to URL, he focuses and sort of continues to focus, and as he does so, and the last one to have this happen to themselves, even in your shadow form, you have that schism of a person split, as the form you had in this reality sort of gets sucked into the nearest hair, and you look like your normal Shadow Aurel self. So as that's happening, I guess Ilea or Zolta, you can roll that. I appreciate Jody's commitment here.
23.
Damn it, Elias.
23 against toughness, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Drink.
Don't we all? He as he's finishing concentrating on sort of splitting Aurel from her temporary form here, you life drain. I'm assuming that's what you're doing on this figure, and some of the light kind of just leeches off of him before he quickly turns to you, and the light sort of quickly reabsorbs.
Ooh,
as 23 was not enough to do anything.
Ooh, I'm gonna need to get out the big boy guns.
And he begins. I'm starting to understand why you all were such a pestilence for my underling. It doesn't matter, for I have been reborn, and this timeline is mine now. All their lives will be absorbed into mine, and I will rule time immemorial. And he kind of just is... Maybe for the first time you see his facial expression kind of go into an unsure state as he's looking down at his sword, kind of just like twirling it a little bit, kind of trying to decide what to do. And after a moment, very well. It would seem that as incompetent as he was, he had the right idea about something, which was to attempt to eliminate you all from the picture. I don't know what force or demon brought you here, but I assure you that this one will remove you. So everyone, please roll initiative.
Yay!
Including me?
Including you.
Am I still frozen?
Yeah.
You are still within touchable
But
range.
you can still roll initiative.
Aurel is next to you.
Wow! Too bad that roll doesn't mean jack shit.
I mean, she's probably going first.
Wow.
Jody tried!
Oh.
Happy to be higher in the initiative order this time, because being last sucked last time. By the way, anyone that goes before me, Zulta, you could find a way to unfreeze me before my turn comes up.
Here's the thing.
The answer was no.
Just a reminder, my entire character is built around stopping the rest of y'all from getting hit.
I'll use my movement to run into you.
Brush by you.
Yeah.
Just be careful of her sharp bits.
Yeah.
Yay!
For anyone who would like to know, Elias just rolled a 12 for the initiative order.
For
Not for myself.
And now a 13.
Jeez, really?
Yeah.
Do it again!
And then you.
I'm not nearly warmed up for this, but I kind of want to sing along with it, and it'll be awful.
I was hearing that, and I was like, that's a Predic soprano right there.
All right, so wait, Pierre?
Yes.
He went first.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 20. I got 26.
Yeah, it didn't take the 2, so it just said 6. I'm like, there's no way that's right.
Weird.
I remember it being higher than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you guys see the initiative tracker?
I hope
I
not.
do
Is there an initiative tracker that we can see?
Not
No.
that you can see, no.
Elias has
Um,
an initiative
You said the
tracker.
fact that there wasn't a 2, so I was like, are we supposed to be seeing it?
No.
Okay,
Just the way
good.
I-
My roll specifically said no valid token was selected. So.
Oh, mine too.
Yeah.
Mine
Okay.
also did.
Okay, perfect.
So, Zolta,
Hi.
you
I'm getting out my dice.
great. You see him say this with the intent to eliminate you from whatever his own life drain schemes that he has going on here, as his sort of indecision looking at his sword seems to resolve itself into a very tight and offensive looking grip. Given that you've already attacked him and are ready to throw down, what would you like to do?
I would like to enter a battle trance,
Okay,
which is a free action.
great. I'll trust you on that.
I put it in the Roll20 chat. So when I do that, I have advantage 1 on all attacks. My toughness and resolve defenses increase by 3. My armor bonus will become 3. And basically, I just can't do 3 turns without making an attack against an enemy. And on top of that, because I'm in battle trance, my destructive trance activates, which means that my dice explode on all top level, but also on 1 below.
So what are you doing with all that?
I would like to death drain our fun
things.
buddy.
You notice that is Ailea's answer. I would like to kill things.
Yeah.
You can certainly try.
And that increases my advantage on that to that. So I'm going to roll it. That does not mean it's the total number because I'm going to have to check to see if anything was 1 below. And then roll those by hand. Okay, so I got a 64. Let's see if I got anything that has a 1 below. Yes.
Holy shit.
There's a 7 there. There's a second 7 on that 15. And then 8, 24, that's a 5. So I have 2 to roll again.
Holy shit.
Pretty sure this is going to be the highest roll we've had.
It's just a 71 versus toughness.
So no, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. That is 10 over or more.
Great.
So does that like
Does not
It means
one
I
shot
can
the
do a
boss, no.
day now too.
Almost though. He's got 1 hit point, guys.
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna hang and do
I would like to
and then-
demoralize him.
Hang on, I need a
Okay.
calculator really quick. It's at 71, right?
Yeah.
I think that is the
71.
highest damage roll. Attack roll, right?
I don't know. Trax has a spreadsheet.
I do.
Oh. Is Chax our official Realms of the Wild stats keeper?
I think Trax nominated themselves to the appointment.
Jax is our crit roll
I enjoy
stats.
statistics.
Yeah. Because just one day, Trax was like, I have a spreadsheet. So no, that's not the highest number. This was the highest number from this.
Okay. So you
Which
all...
I love, by the way, just to be clear.
So you all see...
I should analyze the data.
Zolta enter, which you might have only seen once or twice before, and enter this very kind of like darkened form herself, not quite Shadow Arel level, but very, very angry looking, evil looking Zolta, as she tries again to do a death drain from this creature. And you see, with much greater speed than when she was trying to be subtle about it earlier, just particles of light just shoot from him in his form into Zolta. I assume that like would heal you if you were damaged or something.
If I was damaged, I would take half of that as my hit points.
So you see it's kind of just like fuel her form a little bit as he looks as if he was about to sort of choose his first target, and then just and look over and see that it did sort of take away some of his life force.
Great. So I'm doing demoralized.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an entropy level of 8. So does that mean it's a power level of 8?
Yeah.
In that case, they're disadvantage 3.
That's cute. Okay.
Yeah. On all actionables.
I'm glad you had that thought, Alia, because I was going to do that. So.
Okay, good. And then I would just like to move to the side and bump into Talon. I haven't used any movement yet.
You're mid monologue trying to diffuse this situation, and suddenly, just in an instant, as you finish a word, Zolta and this creature are going at it. Everyone else is drawing their weapons and getting attacks ready.
Yeah. I'm surrounded by like red energy.
Arel is also surprised to hear that they're going at it.
And now it's your turn.
Deep breath. I activate haste.
I wish I could activate haste by taking a deep breath in real life.
Right?
Yeah.
Same.
I'm gonna position myself.
Come on, you got this.
In the middle, to be in the middle of everyone as close as I can, and I just kind of turn to everyone and say, "Stay close to me," and get into a fighting stance.
Zolta glances at him. Hey.
Not as her actual action, but Arel kind of leans forward and like just presses against him.
And that's my turn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then leans back.
Pierre.
I want to knife.
You want to knife?
Want to
Is
knife.
that what you said?
That is not
Okay.
grammar.
I love lamp.
I like
Brain,
knife.
no work good. Look, I am tired.
Are you just saying things that are nearby? And why do you have a knife nearby? Well, there are a million other things in your room. You could have said, I
have knife on
I
character
move
sheet.
foot.
I will step. Brain is having not enough coffee today, so we're getting through it.
Don't injure my new pet too much.
Just a quick aside. No. No.
Zolta
No.
with red energy coming off of her.
First
Red
attack
eyes.
21.
Mm-hmm. Are you keeping it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a failure, so choose what happens.
Oh, cool. I do have another attack. What are my options? Just miss or like succeed with a twist? Or
You can miss or do minimum damage with a twist, I think. It's been a while
Do you
since
wanna know-
anyone's failed the roll.
Do you want to know what it is? You can choose to either miss or we call you choose one, I choose one. The three options you have are
That's right.
move up to half to your speed without provoking opportunity attack, do 3 points of damage, or inflict a bane of level 3 or lower. But if you do one of those, he gets to do,
I get to do
that
one of
as
them.
well.
I'll flat out just miss on that one, and then I'll
Okay.
go for my second attack. Oh shit!
Little better that time.
Just
Still
the
not
first
enough.
little.
The first knife was a distraction.
That's,
Just a little. We're looking at a hot 55.
That's also 10 over, so you get a
I see
bane.
it.
Okay, great. So we've now got it that they're at 45 or below.
Yeah.
That narrows it down.
Can I also?
I like to math.
I can invoke a bane on that, right?
Yes.
Yep. He's already
I would
demoralized with disadvantage 3.
I would like. Where is bloodletting?
Yay.
Which,
Bloodletting. That's persistent damage, I assume.
Persistent damage. It's a power level 6 because it's an agility based. And my agility score is 6, so 1d8 per round.
Yeah, keep that in mind, and then whenever he starts his turn, you will roll.
Where is he in initiative order?
Last.
Cool.
You will see.
Yeah.
He is after us.
Arel. I didn't roll his initiative in the roll 20.
Well, you're taking the all the banes I was going to inflict.
Sorry, really quick, Pierre. Is that your turn? Are you doing anything else?
Yes.
Okay, Arel.
That is
your
it.
turn.
All right. So Arel is going to use concealment. So she's going to all of the senses from this guy. He can no longer detect Arel, and she's going to shadow step behind him.
Okay.
And I believe concealment is a full action. Let me just double check. Is that right, Jody?
Is that a boon?
Yes,
It sounds like a name for a boon.
it is a boon. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. I'll tell you exactly what it does. I
Concealment.
believe with it being a boon, unless you have boon focus, you still need to roll to invoke it.
I do have boon focus.
Oh, so never mind. Ignore that. But it's just a major action, not a full action. So you still have any minors and movement you want to take.
Okay.
And your shadow step is your move. So
Yeah.
if you have any minors you want to minor actions.
Oh my gosh, this description is massive.
Isn't it?
Let's see. I do, but not one that I'm going to use right now.
Okay.
So I'll end my turn at that.
Okay. So that's your turn?
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and roll your persistent damage, Pierre.
Did I do that? Did I put that in correctly?
Yeah.
Nope.
No?
No?
Yeah, 1d8 exclamation
Yeah,
point
1d8.
exclamation point.
Yeah.
And you got
Okay.
a
3.
Well, then take 3 damage.
Yeah.
So you slice with that big knife slice in a very bloodletting way. He's fairly humanoid, so you know pretty much where to do it. But as that starts to expel from his body, the blood is not red and almost gaseous instead of liquid.
That's not good.
So...
Oh, so he's bloated.
Aren't we all?
That's the yogurt. That's the yogurt.
That's the
guys.
yogurt. That's where the yogurt comes into play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yogurt in there.
Getting old is fun, everyone. So, he has time. All right, he's gonna go over to Zolta first.
Okay.
What's up, Barry?
You see him sort of raise his hand, raise his sword, as if to attack you, but then you see him like tweak his head a little bit, as if he last minute changed his mind, and instead take his hand and touch the shoulder of another nearby soldier, as light absorbs from the soldier into him, and the soldier crumples to dust. Yep. Yep.
Neat trick. Should I do it to you?
And then he just kind of grins at you.
Talon, in his defensive stance, goes, "That is the last time that happens."
Okay.
Completely unsure if he's able to back up that threat, but he doesn't show that on the outside.
Kestrel and Aruna, who have close enough initiatives, they're going at the same time. You see Kess have her quick little beautiful mind moment as she comes up with some elaborate combat plan, and you just see her kind of look back to Aruna and goes, "Aruna, I'm gonna need your help." And
don't let him throw you!
They both flank off to the left, initiating said plan. Whatever it might be. Although, in between
Good.
that...
Kess is distracted. Less judgment.
In between that, the demon that's in front of you looks over as you say that, Talon, and as he grins, he touches another shoulder, but this time, light does not pass from the soldier into him. A different kind of bluish, sparkling energy passes from him into the soldier, as color returns to the soldier, but he does not immediately resume the battle that he was in and frozen. He just very slowly gets upright and turns to face all of you, and you see in his eyes, he has the same pupils and eyes as him. And
well, that's just a low blow.
You have to teach me that trick.
No, no, you do not.
But, then he has, so many more actions. So, let's see here.
And he is rolling at disadvantage 3 for all of them?
Yep.
He's still probably going to have positive advantage. I'm just gonna guess.
I am making sure.
It's not as bad as it could be.
Oh, like that's supposed to make me feel any better.
No, not really. So
cool, thanks.
He's going to resume his initial plan to attack Zolta with this oddly normal-looking sword. Yeah.
How long this is taking, I think I'm going to get hit.
Does 19 hit your guard?
Let me check. Hold 1 second. No, because my armor is now 3.
Your armor is 3. I was just like, wait, your guard is... Oh, no, okay.
No, because my armor is usually 1, but now it's 3 because I'm in battle trance, which ups my guard by another 2.
Okay. So, Talon, you're kind of positioned to sort of defend if possible, but you see Zolta kind of just like use her just... She looks really messed up. You just finally take a notice to look over at her, and she has changed even more. And you're just like, okay, she's got it. His kind of just like half crackled smile turns into a slight frown as he is going to try again. Much better. Much better.
Okay. Then I'm going to get hit. Yeah, I'm going to get hit.
I'm more enjoying watching the hand gestures.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what numbers they represent.
Hey, good news. I currently have 2 great fairies.
Good news, everyone.
Oh, don't worry. The reason I haven't stopped any of the guards from getting hurt is I'm prioritizing your safety over theirs.
Does a 42 hit your guard?
You know, just
Okay.
As it's
yeah.
coming down, Tolan jumps into action. I'm going to try to make a defend. Did it not let me do that? Oh,
You're hitting the description very well.
wrong button. Wrong button. Let's try this. So I'm going to make a defend against that attack. I'm going to re-roll the 27 that I just rolled. I'm going to add a legend point to it. Come on. There we go. How about a 46?
Okay.
Woo!
That beats it by
4.
4. Yeah, sorry.
So as the sword comes down, I kind of move in front of it, and as it comes, you watch me kind of bring my hands up and just slightly alter the trajectory of the blade as it goes around, and it ends up hitting him in the backswing for 4
You
points.
touched the sword in that process?
Because that's how I described it, yes, I did.
Oh no.
Okay. So you
Probably
see,
gonna end poorly for me.
You see Zolta dodge this, but the second one comes from a different angle, much quicker, slash towards Zolta. Talon is ready for this and catches this as he just barely deflects the sword and is able to successfully defend. I think he takes 4 damage from that too, right?
Because of Battlefield Retribution.
Yeah. And you see that swing kind of like tweak his arm a little bit to where he winces in pain. And you can tell whatever Talon did kind of just like damaged him a bit. But then he looks over and grins as Talon is refrozen.
However, another feat that I have is called Attack Redirection. So in addition to him taking 4 damage, I'd also like to make that attack hit the dude he just reanimated. So the 42 against Zulta now hits the other dude.
So he takes damage as well as the attack goes full force against his minion?
Yeah, so basically the Battlefield Retribution, I can put them both in chat here. Battlefield Retribution just means that
I will trust you to know your feats.
Okay.
It says you also deal damage, so it's not an instead of.
Yeah.
So he winces, and as Talon sort of refreezes, you just hear, and you worry about Talon until you realize he can't make noise at the moment, and you look over at the guard he animated, and he just has a massive gash through his chest as he's like almost bisected from the redirected attack, as not blood but more of that gaseous blue bodily something comes out of him, and he crumples to dust.
Zoltan now has respect for Talon.
However, this fellow looks displeased from that. So he's going to touch 3 more people. He's going to animate 2 of them and use 1 for healing that crumples to dust.
There's nothing I can do about any of that.
No, not at the moment. You saved him a boss action by freezing yourself. It was nice. And you all watch that. You all pretty clearly saw that as soon as Talon touched the sword, he refroze as part of the frozen time. Okay, Zolta.
You shouldn't have done that. That was rude. Okay, 58 versus toughness.
And I assume you're going to keep that roll.
Yes, I'm finding out information. But oh wait, I still have to add to it. Sorry. Not that one, not that one. Oh, I don't have to add to it. Cool.
Okay, so 58 total?
Yep. Less math.
Okay. That
Is it 10 over?
It is 10 over, yeah.
Great, and you never bothered to get rid of one of the bangs. enemy. So this is just going to add another one. So that's fun. Let's see. You're
If you
already...
want to bump me again, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Once we figure out the Bane, there's going to be an elbow. Let's see. What do you do?
You asking me in general? Or?
I'm looking at sick.
You're looking at the Bane list? Yeah.
For those of you wondering, we are playing Open Legend, which is an open source RPG.
Okay. They're going to be sickened, which gives you an additional disadvantage 1. So now they're disadvantage 4 on all action
and
rolls.
-1 to all defenses.
And -1 to all defenses. And then I'm going to elbow Talon.
Talon, you reanimate, and in a blink of an eye, you notice the one that you redirected the attack to specifically. That minion has crumpled, but there are now 2 more in its place.
Okay, don't touch the sword. I got it.
That's your turn, Zolta?
Good job, Sandman.
Thank you.
Shax, I see you.
Oh, sorry. You said I can't say it, so I'm not saying it.
You've made that abundantly clear. Talon, it's your turn.
Good.
So my major action is taken up with my defend, but I have 2 hasted actions that I don't know if this will work, but my intention is I would like to go to one of the 2 guys that are effectively possessed, and using my presence, I'd like to try and kind of go over and like, hey, you're not you right now, but I know the real you is in there. Listen to my voice. You've got to fight this. Get out of this. You can do this. And I want to see if I can get him to wake up effectively.
Okay, that's what presence
as at
you
least
said?
one of my actions. Yeah, I'd like to use my presence for that.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so presence roll. 20. 20 is not horrible.
20. Yeah. You look into, and you've done this sort of thing before where you're trying to shake someone out of it, but the more you look into their eyes, you realize just how not there they are. You're not sure yet, with the 20 at least, if they're completely gone from themselves. But at the very least, that alone was not enough to get through whatever hold he has on them.
Okay.
It definitely seems like a almost possession type thing here.
Yep, and that's what I'm assuming. But I'm gonna get closer, put my hands on his shoulder, kind of put one behind his head, and get real close. Hey, I know what it's like to not control what you can do. I get that, but you're stronger than this. Come on.
Put your hand
Okay, so you're gonna try again?
I'm gonna try again.
Take an advantage.
Okay.
I would like to assist.
How?
Yeah. By singing, put your head on my shoulders.
So I have brutal intimidation, which
We
means
know.
I'm able to persuade through being just such a badass, and I would like that to help contribute, like my very presence, intimidate them out of the trance.
You're trying to use brutal intimidation on the
I am
guy.
trying to help by having just my presence be so
Sure.
intimidating that it helps snaps them
I'm trying
out.
to determine if that is more helpful or hurtful, but you can have advantage too, Jody.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see what we get this time. I got 30 this time.
Okay. More intently, you try to drill into him and get through to him, and you see this sort of blank expression that this guard has of just like a drone mentality, crack for just a little bit, as you see his facial expression actually start to have a facial expression of just like just a tiny little bit of a wince. That's really the only visual indicator you get, and you don't know what it means yet. There's no word.
I take it to mean he's still in there. He's still in there.
What I'm hearing is roll a 50.
Yeah, well. And as a
always
reminder
what
to
I
those
live
of you
is.
to those of you watching, you can use your channel points to give us things like legend points or reroll tokens, and I have no advantage on presence rolls. So if anyone wants to give me a bunch of legend points, you are welcome.
Is that going to be your turn?
I'm going to kind of reposition myself. So again, I'm as close, hopefully within 30 feet of everyone, without provoking an opportunity attack if I can.
And then the defend action is your other round, right?
Yeah, defend actions happen off of my turn.
Off the turn. Okay.
So yeah.
Pierre.
I'm gonna stab again.
Mary, who was that legend point for? As Pierre, you stab again.
I'm gonna go for the stabs.
Probably the person who asked.
You don't know that.
I don't. Just making a logical assumption.
All right, let's see how our AC is. Is a 22 high enough?
No.
Is that
Okay.
is that lower than the first one that you failed on?
21
Hmm.
was the first one.
Okay, so by one number we've increased our knowledge that it's somewhere between.
Second attack. 43.
Okay.
Is that 10 over?
Good question. Yes.
Okay, so we know that you're somewhere
Jody,
between
take a
23
legend
and 33.
Thank you.
From
I
Merriam
can't implement another level of bloodletting, right?
I think you can. You can stack persistent damage.
My
Banes.
understanding from the same source.
Oh, it might be from the same source. You can.
Yeah, you can only have one Bane per person of a certain kind. But
Does that
if
mean
multiple
someone...
people? Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, does that mean someone else could demoralize him for disadvantage 3 and now it would be disadvantage plus my other thing 7?
Damn.
Okay.
So what Bane are you doing?
I mean, I was just gonna do another level of bloodletting.
And if you cannot do that, what Bane are you doing?
What else do I have? They're not holding anything. I can't really disarm. I think that's kind of it.
That's all you can do with the daggers.
Yeah, I don't have any other Banes aside from Counter Guard, but they're not holding any like weaponry.
He's holding a massive
Oh.
sword.
Oh, did I miss that? I missed
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Let me
Don't touch the
Just
sword.
don't touch the sword.
Can I disarm him?
With your dagger? Sure.
Power
Was it-
level
was it high
6.
enough roll?
Is I can. So the target drops an object that you're holding in place of your choosing within 50 feet of the target at power level 6 because I'm agility 6. I could assume control of it, but if it's not the thing
Do
to
you
do, then
want to
maybe
try?
not. Nope.
Okay. So you disarm him and it clatters to the ground?
Yep. That's
Okay.
it.
How far away from him can you make it go, though?
Can I double it with
If-
the
15 feet.
at level 6? 15 feet is what it's written as power level 3. If I don't assume control.
Sure, you can do 30 feet. Why not?
Cool, 30 feet.
He's like, don't
If
worry, I
you're
have
not-
a movement of
You're not trying to
60.
take it.
Nope.
So
It's been made clear that it's
you
not.
kind of angle it to just, and this sword is the length of it's probably the length of you, but because of just the angle and the leverage you're able to apply, it goes flying off into the distance. And he looks.
It's someone who's frozen who briefly comes back and then freezes again.
A little perturbed.
Damn.
And is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, so Arel is going to go up and steal his shadow. So she's going to dominate him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to add, let's see. I'm going to add, how many legend points do I have? I have enough. I'm going to add 5 legend points to it. And 71. Is that 5 over? It just has to be 5 over.
Oh, damn.
Okay, good. So that you're now dominated.
Well,
my command.
So let me ask: does this do damage, or is this only to try to?
No,
apply
this
a
is just
bane?
dominating. Yeah, this is just to apply the bane. Does it work?
Checks, but it does not.
It
Oh my
doesn't.
God.
What?
It doesn't.
It
What do you
seems like it
mean?
should, but as you use everything you can to try and dominate this creature, you start to feel that hook, and then just that feeling slips away as he just turns behind you and looks. You're still imperceivable, you think, but he seems to know what's going on, and you are not able to dominate him.
And yet a reroll token will be used.
How? That's
Feel free to try and
That's
reroll a
wild.
71 if you want.
I'm gonna try because why not?
Hey,
I
what
have
the
it.
fuck, though?
The question is, what would work if it's not also an attack?
So he's resistant.
Bosses can have some weird things built into them, so
Yeah, that doesn't work. All right, that's a 30. Okay. Dang. So, but because I am a multi-bane specialist, let me just double check. Oh, I can't. Shoot, I can't. If that doesn't hit you with one bane, that won't hit you with the other. Or is it just against? Is this just against your resolve? If I have another bane that's against another attribute?
If your multi-bane specialist allows it.
See, that's not an answer, and that's...
Oh, wait. If the banes target different defenses, you can choose which defense your attack targets. Oh, hey now. On a successful attack roll, the target is affected.
Hey now.
This
This
is
is
Hey
my
now.
Okay.
wow, we went 2 completely different songs with that.
We did. I went with the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Okay.
Hey now.
So hold on. So the 2 banes that I wanted to inflict were demoralization and the domination. The domination goes against resolve. Never mind, they both go against resolve.
So you're trying it?
If a 71 doesn't hit, then there's nothing.
I mean,
I
you
can do.
you
Was it
felt
5
that
over?
you felt that it should have worked, but for some reason it did not.
So that means it was unsuccessful.
Yeah, it did not
But
Was
succeed.
it
That's
still
correct.
successful?
Is
My question for you
Try
is:
and
are you
do
trying the other
damage.
bane or not?
Yes.
Okay, and what is the other bane?
It's demoralization.
Okay. That seems to work.
Ooh, what
that
level?
seems to work.
What level is he demoralized for you?
It'll be 8.
Yay!
No, disadvantage 3.
So that's disadvantage 7 right now.
Yeah, that might actually start to affect him.
Yeah.
I'm also actually hold on. I have to roll for that. Yeah.
Was it not the same roll?
It is the same roll.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
kidding.
that's
I'm
what
sorry.
I was. That's
Okay.
what I was. Yeah, it should work.
Okay. Perfect. Then I'm going to use my minor action to sustain my current concealed form.
Okay.
And I'm going to shadow step just slightly away from him in a different direction since he did turn towards my direction.
Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Almost demoralized yourself that your domination did not work.
Yeah, right?
You see him just kind of, now no longer with the sword in hand, reach out with both hands towards nearby guards, and actually some moblins as well. Not even touching them, drawing in light particles from about 4 nearby people. As these don't turn to dust
So sad.
quite so quickly, but he does seem to be drawing some energy from them.
So, is this an action that he can inflict, that I can inflict the bloodletting vein on? Or
Oh yeah, you do get your persistent damage. Yeah, you're right.
Take 6.
So, having seen him do this before, but he didn't touch him this time, did he?
No.
I can't defend then. No, never mind.
The 2 guards
Taking mental notes.
The 2 guards, one will go for... Yeah, the 2 big hitters. One will go for Zolta, one will go for Pierre.
Okay.
So, one of them attacks with their sword. Does a 10 hit your guard, Zolta?
No.
And the one against Pierre...
Can I enact a Bane because it was more than 10 under?
Nope.
Damn.
Does a 26 hit your guard, Pierre?
It does. It is not over 10.
Are you reacting to this, Talon?
Yes, I am. As it comes, I, again, redirect with a 36.
Damn.
Which beats the 26.
Yeah. So, again, as the blade's coming down, I come through, and instead of grabbing the blade, I actually take the arm and kind of redirect it, and it hits the other guard. And is mine 10 over?
Yes,
what was the...
exactly 10.
It was exactly 10 over.
Okay. Then the one that I defended takes 10 damage and also is incapacitated.
Okay.
If that is possible.
So I want to be clear, when people call me a min-maxer,
So
that
the one that
there
attacks...
are ways it could be so much worse.
The way that... This, just to make sure I have everything clear. The one that attacked took 10 damage and is incapacitated. And he also redirected the attack to the other one that took the full damage against their guard.
Yeah, so the 26 attack roll is against the second guard.
Imp also just gave 5 legend points and a reroll for Talon.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you, Imp.
I was gonna say that.
Sorry, Elias.
Sure.
There's a lot going on for you right now.
So in one fell swoop, Talon learning not to touch blades, maybe, in this encounter, he redirects the arm and just is able to crack the arm enough to where the sword goes flying into the other guard, and that takes them both out.
Okay.
Incapacitated. No effect on dead people.
Zolta just goes, good job.
And we'll never know what that crack of will meant.
I wanted to save him, but
he didn't want to be saved.
I do everything I can to save as many people as I can.
Okay.
But sometimes you can't save everybody.
Kestrel and Aruna are both out of sight. All right. This figure is getting a bit annoyed at how instantly you're taking down the minions. He's going to go ahead and put 3 of them on the field this time. There's nothing you can do to defend against that, right?
The only thing that I could think might work,
because all he's doing is reaching
actually
out.
Touched them.
He's touching.
I could try and stop him, but right now, my focus is more on.
So,
I guess I'll put it this way: if he starts draining people, I'm going to try and stop him from touching them.
Okay.
But raising more people, I'm not going to stop right now.
He looks to go touch them, and you're not sure in the moment, but it looks like he's creating more possessions here.
But I'm not going to interfere with that
for
right now.
3 of them. And then... Okay. This is... Yeah. He is gonna try to heal himself by touching one of them, if you would like to do something about it.
I'd like to see if I can defend against it. Basically, just try to stop him from actually making contact. Because it's, as far as I can tell, that's the only way I could stop him from doing that. I don't know if it'll work.
So how are you trying to do that?
Literally kind of moving up and like grabbing his arm and moving it away. Like just, again, redirecting momentum is what I do.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for that.
Okay. Does a 45 work?
Yeah, that'll work. So you go up and you see that he's looking more to just like heal himself again by draining someone. You quickly get up and just redirect his arm, and you prevent the heal from happening. However, touching his arm, you all see Talon refreeze.
Of course.
I'm having a great time just bumping into him every turn.
And then the last 2, he's gonna like not be super happy about sort of being deprived about that, and also the fact that the 2 minions attacks against the 2 of you did not defend. So you see him with both of his arms now, 1-2, try to resume the attacks that did not take effect against Zolta and Pierre. And with no one in the way to
sorry,
defend...
guys.
You tried.
And this is gonna be... Oh, yeah. All right.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yep. Honestly, I have no worries.
Does a 24 hit your guard, Zolta?
Yes.
Okay.
You've done minimum damage.
Okay. So he kind of just apparates this very focused ball of this matching bluish energy and lobs it your way. It does connect. You're able to sort of shrug most of it off for minimum damage. And then he, just as quickly, gonna, with his other hand, lob one over at Pierre, who I believe you're actually pretty close to him.
It's a stab with a knife.
Love to see
must.
it.
What you should do, Lex, is fly above his head and drop the knives on him.
Can I do that without getting an attack of opportunity on me?
I mean, would you still be within his
area
space?
of combat? I mean, technically.
Does a 48 hit your guard, Pierre?
Jesus.
48, yes.
Do you have any great fairies?
Let's see. 48 minus 21. I am not down specifically because I believe it's 10 over. My guard's 21. And
I'm
only
aware.
subtracted for that. I still have 7 points of healing left. I do have Great Fairies.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right. You do get a persistent damage bane, though. So we'll see how
Great.
much you take at the beginning of your next turn. As this kind of bluish energy is still kind of burning.
Okay.
Zolta, it is once again your turn.
So Zolta just goes, that tickled, and is gonna steal energy from him to get back.
As Pierre
to
is
full
actively
health.
dying.
Yeah.
I'm not dead yet. I'm getting better.
Ooh, we're getting into it. So 37 versus toughness. Is that 10 over? And actually, you have to tell me how much over it is because I heal half.
It is 13 over.
And just double checking. Okay, I don't have to do that. 13 over. Beautiful. Thank you. I'll take those yummy 6 points and only heal 3 of them because I didn't need all 6. Thank you.
Right. I was like, wait, why did you have it twice?
Yeah,
oh,
that was
right.
very quick math.
And
then I get to add another thing, don't I? So we've got sickened, we got demoralized.
Anything else on the menu?
I have persistent damage
Cool.
to give as well. So that's at a level of 8. So that's a D10 per round.
Remember that.
Let me get out
whenever
my
he starts his
D10.
turn.
I have a D10. Okay.
And then
And I would like to come forward a little bit to just poke Colin's back and then like back up a couple more steps.
Once again, Talon, right after touching his arm,
Sorry.
you just come back to, and he's in a slightly different position. You're just like,
so I can't touch arms now. What are the rules in this new world?
Swing your partner, do-si-do.
Apparently.
From somewhere in the air, you still hear, "You can still touch me."
Not helping strangely seductive
Somebody.
voice.
Yes.
24. That's good.
Arel
That's
finally
so
got a
great.
bite.
My
Talon.
wife and I are going to have a very long conversation about this.
Clearly.
Well, it's your turn, Talon.
I look around and I see the sacrifice looks to have been partially sacrificed. I'm gonna come over and just look at him and go, "You doing okay? You look a little rough. Take a deep breath. Center yourself." I use my heal boon to heal you for 2 points of damage.
Wow.
That was Snake Eyes,
Incredible.
guys.
The Nick Eyes.
And then as my second action, I'm gonna go, okay, I don't think you did that quite right. Just big in through the nose, out through the mouth, relax, and another heal for 8. 8 is
That's
much better.
Yep. I do want to say it's very weird to have a character
So total 10 or just 8?
healing.
Total 10. I have 2 hasted actions. So I healed you twice.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
And then again, I take my defensive position and I start coming up with ways that I can defend without touching this guy. So it's like, can't touch his sword, I can't touch his hand.
Can't
I mean,
touch
I'm
us.
running out of shit to talk. I'm a very affectionate person. Human touch, it's a way to connect with people, and Goron touch even more so.
You hear Arel blush.
Zora, no.
Pierre, it is your turn.
Do I take persistent damage first?
You absolutely do. Thank you for reminding me.
Mm-hmm.
We don't cheat here.
6.
No.
Okay. I mean, fuck it. Stabs. I'm a stabbing.
Same type attack bonus?
I mean, it's the 2 stabs, so technically.
What if there was a stab move in Pokemon called Stab?
I'm gonna re-roll that, since I know that's just gonna flat out miss.
You're the PDA monk.
Yeah, we did figure out his toughness score is 24. Just for reference.
So 29 for the first one.
Unfortunately,
reroll. Guard.
So that'll do minimum damage.
Okay.
Okay, and then the second attack, which I'm gonna.
Which means we know that's not more than 3 over. Okay,
Rerolling that.
Yeah, you're gonna need to get at least a 26.
And I'm gonna add 2 legend points to this.
Do it again.
How many rerolls do I got?
You tell me.
Just
I'm not keeping track.
None. All right, I'm gonna use my last one then for this. 5. Put this to a 5.
There we go.
There we go. Much better.
I cleaned out all of my reroll tokens for like most of these rolls.
That is not 10 over.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, we know guard is somewhere between 26 and 29 now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that is absolutely metagaming, but
It's not going to matter soon.
Every
My
turn
brain
I
can't
just
help
get turned
it.
off, so
And was that your second attack?
I can help with that.
Yeah.
now we
Okay.
just need to attack resolve and see what happens
Arel.
I did attack resolve.
there.
Hard.
You did Bane on resolve, didn't you?
It is your turn.
we have a Waffle House monk. I would play that class.
Of course you would, because it's a monk.
Fair point.
Okay. Then I'm going to attempt to sicken him by basically having my shadows because I'm someone who gets very, very motion sick. I'm just sort of kind of flit in front of his eyes and make him unable to focus. So he sort of gets that motion sickness feeling. Because if it's bad enough, you won't be able to do anything because you're just going to vomit. So I'm going to do that. And also going to use 5 illusion points. Let me make sure. Nope. For 44.
Oh, sickness or stunned?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sickness.
Is that still against toughness?
Yeah, they're
Then
the same.
Then we can use that roll. That's fine.
Okay. Well, since I'm a multi-bane specialist, he's also going to be stunned too.
Okay.
So for the sickened, he has disadvantage 1 on all attack rolls and -1 to all defense. And then for his stunned, he can only use either a single major action, a single move action, or a single minor action. Effects that grant additional action to not circumvent unless they grant a free action.
And we're now at disadvantage 8 total.
I do love when a Bane has special rules for bosses. Okay. That seems to work, and he
Oh, minor action, I'm sustaining my concealment.
he looks like he is beginning to get overwhelmed by everything that is happening recently to him. Is that your turn?
I think there's something else I can do. Take it.
You used your major and minor,
that'll do
so...
Yeah.
She can do other minors, but okay.
Well, yeah. Actions, minor actions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I was debating if I wanted to move somewhere or not.
is...
No point.
All right. He's gonna lean on the guards at the moment. The 3 guards are going to Yeah, they're gonna go for Talon right now. One will go for Zolta, and two will go for Talon. Okay, so Talon. 37 versus guard.
I defend.
Do you?
Yeah, weird, right? That's a 29 that I'm going to re-roll. And we're going to put a legend point into it as well. 39.
Okay.
So, again, as the guy comes to the sword, I'm like, I don't want to do this. And as he gets close, I'm going to move to the side, grab the wrist, twist. He takes, that's going to be 3 points of damage, I think?
Yeah.
So he takes 3 points of damage, but his attack hits his friend that's also coming at me for the 36 versus his friend's guard.
Okay. So you twist his wrist, and he takes a little bit of damage from that. But the attack goes full force into his friend, which just obliterates him.
Good job.
Told you I didn't want to do this.
Which means the other one does not get attack against you. However, the third one does attack Zolta. Tries to anyway.
Anything you do to me, I'm going to take out of your master.
32 to against guard.
Rush over.
That is 10 over. More than 10 over.
Rush over. Defend.
It's
It's the only thing this character can do. Defend and heal.
Eventually, he's going to run out of legend points. Never
32 versus 49.
I have advantage 5 on my defend rolls, so...
So that's 17 damage to that one.
Yeah, okay.
And do you then redirect it into the one who just took 3 points of damage?
If I am allowed to do that, yes.
Mechanically, are you allowed?
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
As long as it...
Which will take both of them out. So you see these three guards go for Talon and Zolta. Talon is just stanced up, ready for this, and is just gonna just redirect every single attack in such a elaborate way that it looks like when they're possessed, they don't have their full vitality to them. They're just kind of like meat against the grinder almost, and they go down pretty quickly.
Zolta is going to be somewhat disappointed and just be like, I'm going to estimate how much hurt that would have caused and then do that to your master.
Yeah. And while that was happening, he's going to use the, you can call it a distraction, to sort of lob another one of these orbs of energy at...
Cool, I think we need to roll persistent damage against him.
Yes, you and Pierre.
Lex.
Both.
Do I still have that?
He hasn't taken it off.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, persistent damage stays until they make a resist roll.
2.
8.
Good teamwork, guys.
Okay. 10 total. As he lobs this bluish energy seemingly at you, Zolta. It goes wide as he sort of winces in pain and gets down on one knee. As he seems to be sort of almost stunned at the moment and having to take a breather as he looks up and tries to reach out to sort of just heal himself again, you just see a chain with a familiar hookshot sound just kind of like lob and pin his arm down, while the other arm, you just see a massive Goron who is smaller than this figure, but large enough to sort of pin down an arm. As he
sweetie,
makes contact with the arm and uses his full weight, Talon, you especially notice whenever he makes touch contact with the arm, Iruna seems to have a very strange reaction. You can tell he's feeling something. He does not freeze like you assume you have been doing.
Okay, now the rules change again. I'm starting to take it personally. I don't see any other way
Sandman,
to view
you know
this.
what's up.
He does look like
Damn,
he's
that's
affected
rough,
in some
buddy.
way, but clearly not in the same way. As he's sort of stifled from healing and just pinned down by these two on either side on his knees. You all get basically a free round of attacks here. Are you taking advantage?
Hi, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All of you just quickly roll whatever attacks you want to make.
Great.
Double daggers.
I don't attack.
Yeah.
Shit.
44 in Death Train.
29 in one of the attacks. The other one just flat out misses.
31 in blinded and persistent damage.
Persistent damage.
1d8.
Yeah, all three of you roll your persistent damage as well by the time it loops back to his turn.
2.
7.
5. So 14 total.
2, 5, 7, 14 plus. Yeah, that'll be enough. As Kess and Iruna kind of pin him down, and you just all take the opening, so just pummel into him, and you see more of this sort of gaseous blood type stuff kind of just come from these cuts and wounds. You notice that the wound all above you has stopped sort of expanding, and at this point has slowly begun to start shrinking a little bit.
I also don't mean to interrupt, but add an additional 14 damage. I know it doesn't matter, but I forgot to explode the one below dice. So
Even more cuts and stuff as he whenever he was first pinned down by Kess and Iruna after these series of attacks, it looks like there's more slack, which of course Kess and Iruna are trying to take advantage of as he's starting to feel too weak to sort of resist against all of this.
I should hope so. He has tons of disadvantage against them.
As he looks around very, very grimacingly at all of you.
He can't look around. He's blinded.
You would think, and yet. He looks around, and he seems to sort of compose his thoughts. He goes, "Whatever, or whoever sent you here, my grudge is with them."
What if we sent ourselves?
You could have been the pet of my house. The children would have loved you.
We will not meet again. If not in this time, I will take another. And you see like a resurgence of strength from him as he kind of breaks through Kessa's chains and kind of shrugs Iruna off as he just seemingly has a lot of strength in his legs, or you're not sure if it's a flight ability he has, where he just launches himself back up into the wound as it is sort of starting to collapse on itself.
He's
and
not a lizard, he's an amphibian.
As it gets smaller and smaller, you start to see the entire battle around you start to slowly, everyone Every moblin, every guard is slowly beginning to reanimate, the color returning to all of your surroundings.
Sorry, question. Are you saying this to end the session?
What?
Are you saying this to end the game?
It will end soon,
Okay.
but this is... what's the purpose of your questioning?
Because he can either shrug them off or he can escape.
He disappears into the wounds. The battle is becoming alive again all around you. Are you staying? Are you running? What are all of you doing in reaction to this?
If the battle starts getting up, I'm going to protect as many people as I can.
I assume Zolta wants to continue battling, but Kess is going to drag her away.
Sure. Okay. Are you guys going into the temple? Or are you going back into the city? Where are you going? Where is away?
Our destination was the temple, so it makes sense to continue going towards the temple.
Okay. So you have enough time as this wound is starting to collapse to sort of retreat into the temple. Talon, you sort of stay like outside and join this kind of line of guards that look like they were defending moblins from entering the temple, which you guys are able to do no problem because everyone's still getting back in time. And because
Bye, Sandman.
And one day, I will figure out exactly what happened. But it is not today. And I get into my defensive stance.
And as you all enter the Temple of Time and look behind you as the wound is approaching almost just a point in space and the battle is almost at full speed, you guys watch as the wound finally just pops out of existence with a massive just shockwave of blue yet reddish and blackish energy that just knocks a few soldiers, a few moblins indiscriminately throughout the battle on their feet. It doesn't, like kill or evaporate anybody, but it does seem to have had a physical impact on the battle, and you're not sure which side will be able to take advantage of it as you all safely enter this Temple of Time that looks not exactly new on the inside, but not nearly as old and ruined as the one you know of in Hyrule, where you are from. As you all take a breath, you all realize that as time is resumed, this bright yellow energy is emanating from behind you. And you look and see 7 different individuals, all dressed in robes. One of them, a blonde woman in more royal garb in the center of them, all just casting some sort of spell against something that looks different from a tear or a wound, but some sort of portal that you can actually see what is on the other side of just a very dark, gray, twisted version of Hyrule. There's in the distance a pyramid of what looks to be great power just in the middle of a field of what looks like where Hyrule Castle should be in that version of Hyrule. And you see a couple of them kind of notice that you all have entered. They kind of clock that you're not like moblins or anything, and they seem to resume their full concentration. And you watch as this portal gets smaller and smaller and smaller as you also hear fighting noises from outside start to pick up into full force again as when you first arrived. You're not sure which side has the edge, but given that now Talon has joined and what you've seen what he can do in just attack redirection, you think that might have been the edge they needed. as the sages finish sort of their chanting, and the portal just kind of also just quickly collapses into nothing. And as that happens, everyone who's in the room, which is the 5 of you, the party, starts to feel something different in you change. You see your forms begin to become almost see-through. Not like the schisms that were happening, but just kind of a almost fading out of existence type thing. As all of the sages up there seem to take a breath as they've accomplished whatever task they were doing. The one in the center, the woman that's dressed a little more fancily than the rest, after taking a moment, turns around to the 5 of you and takes a step forward. I don't know who you are, but it would seem that you are in part to thank for our success here. Albeit your strange appearance, we have you and the entire forces of the army to thank for fending off Ganon and his forces. Thank you. And she does a bow, and at this point you can sort of tell from her sort of garb and such that this is probably this Hyrule's version of Zelda. And as she bows, the sages who have, almost at the point of exhaustion, but are still able to stand everything, sort of take their cue and bow towards you all as you all begin to fade slowly.
My name's Zoltan.
Wait, you can thank me with a kiss.
Slowly.
You're so attractive everywhere.
And as you complete your fade out, your vision goes a little dark, and you blink awake. All around the same time, near Lake Hylia in the Hyrule, you were all used to seeing. Very, very quickly after waking, your memories of what has just happened begin to fade. As they fade, you wonder, this was clearly a dream, but it felt so real. Did it actually happen maybe before you just forget that it ever happened? Well, one thing you don't forget, and you keep in mind as you all get ready, about to take on this last and final wound in Lake Hylia, is you all have a sort of renewed sense of both purpose in fixing the realms, as well as confidence in your collective abilities to do so as a team. And that is where the Imprisoning War 3-shot will end.
Yay!
Yay!
So much fun!
I definitely forgot this was taking place before that battle.
Which is why you brought up I go to therapy once a week? Yeah.
Yes.
I was just like, I think you got your timelines confused there, but it's not important.
The kids and the wife earning the money, that can just be Zolta's thoughts of what'll happen in the future.
Her vision of the future.
The therapy, though. Whoops.
Well, thank you all for playing.
Yeah, thank you for running this. It was a lot of fun.
Had lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
I got to play my broken character. It was great.
Yay.
Aurel still did not get lucky, or at least get to use her lucky feet.
One or the other. Well, don't worry. Now that that has happened, and now we're fast forwarded post campaign, Aurel has a whole life ahead of her to get lucky and or use her lucky feet.
No, she still doesn't.
Yikes.
We've been discussing things.
We have been.
Oh God! All right. Well then, this will conclude the 3-part series of Imprisoning War. thank you all. We eventually got the whole cast to join at one point throughout this. So thank everyone for playing and for putting up with this for 3 weeks. For the remainder of April here, I believe we have a 2-shot coming up if the GM would like to talk about what might be coming up next week.
Hi, as you can tell, I've studied it a lot so far. We're gonna play Avatar's role-playing game. Yay!
It's called Avatar Legends. Is that it?
Yeah, this is the adventure guide, but it is called Avatar Legends. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
You might even say,
I have to say right now.
We're going to go on a bender next weekend.
Oh god. Next weekend is going to be chaos is what I think is going to happen.
Right.
So
we also we'll have a face that you guys won't recognize because we're going to have a special guest.
I mean,
joining us.
Some people might recognize them.
Yeah, some people might
not from here. Not from here.
Yeah.
I was about to say, wait,
I don't know what you guys
Elias
watch.
is shaving?
That's exactly what it is. We're having Elias's unshaven face.
You know, looking back at all these campaign 1 VODs from like 2018 and seeing like our changed earlier faces has been a trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why I haven't watched them.
I'm not going to watch them now. It'll make me sad.
But yeah, it's gonna be really, really cool and fun and yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
I personally have run Avatar Legends. It's a fantastic system. So
I'm kind of excited to get to live out my fantasy of being a bender in the Avatar. I have no idea what my character will be yet.
So not for your character, but for you in particular, what kind of bender do you think you would be?
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything.
You as a person.
Not
your character.
I don't know. Definitely not fire.
No, you're not fire.
Anything else is a little more.
I think you'd be water or earth, not air.
I agree.
I can
see him earth.
I could see earth and water, and I can even in some circumstances see air. So I don't know if I can pin it down. I'll let you know next week when we come back for Realms 1-shot Avatar Legends, GM'd by Ilea. 2-shot, excuse me.
Maybe a 1-shot, depending on.
I mean, technically, it's a 1-shot in multiple parts because it's one
yeah.
complete story, just with commercial breaks of a week.
And if you would like to see our 110-part 1-shot. That is being uploaded to YouTube.
I was gonna say that's what that definition also insinuates.
Yep.
And this episode will be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow, so look forward to that. Anything else we want to bring up before we unwrap Avatar Legends and wrap up this episode? If not, we thank you all again. We will be streaming throughout the week various things and be back next weekend for the next Realms 1-shot. So thank you all for watching. Have a good
weekend.
Basically afternoon and weekend. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.